Hi, I'm Safi,
And I'm Mystic.
and I pressed the live stream button 10 minutes earlier than usual. Welcome to our live stream.
You can see Vice has been so happy sitting here for 10 minutes.
I know. Welcome to our live stream, our continuing live stream of
Skies of Arcadia
Skies
Legends.
of Arcadia. We might want to edit the front part of this.
Oh, whatever.
Just because I realized that was so early. But I am so glad to have you all here with us today. Take a break from the crazy world to...
Compared to all the other streamers who have 20 minutes of saying hi to everybody before they even start their game.
I forget that that's a thing. It's interesting the etiquette that has come out in the digital world with live streams. I had somebody try to say the other day, you can't have a community with live streams. And I was like, you obviously are not on the internet enough, sir, because you have to, there is definitely communities of live streams. And we have them. So, speaking of which, thanks for joining us today, fam. No, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say fam.
Join the Lore Together fam, the Lore Together crew. You know, and we have a hashtag all the time, too. I hate that stuff.
I can't do that.
I hate that stuff.
It's too commercially to me.
I
Not
hate
we
the
shouldn't have a hashtag, but it's not. It's like, for example, okay, I'm a friend of Critical Role. That technically makes me a critter, but that was a name that was derived 7 years ago when they first started doing it. It was very organic, and it's less cringy than somebody being like, "Welcome to the crew." So, sorry.
I thought this was a treasure chest, and I realized too late that it was not. This looks a lot like a game we have back home, but the pieces look different. I wonder how you play this game. What is it? It's Go.
Yeah. One of the oldest games in the world that is still played today.
Yep. I forget what I'm doing. Oh, right. Is she over here?
Well, is that a bird? And how does that bird walk? What is that saunter? It's a coquetta.
It's kind of cute. This bird, it's kind of cute, don't you think? Kind of cute. Kind of cute.
Yikes. My goodness, it's mimicking you. Don't you go teaching it any naughty words now, Vice.
Kind of cute. Kind of cute.
Coquetta. Because that just makes me think of Coquettish, which of course makes me think of Blasto 6.
So I tried to actually fix the little Jack Delphinus problem.
Yeah?
I can't. I even tried putting weapons on, like the Hunter Torpedo, and no.
Yeah.
Changing stuff does not change anything. I deactivated cheats, reactivated cheat, none of it worked.
So it's going to be the little Jack forever, and we're going to have to miss out on this cannons and everything. So.
Yeah, so we're going to be at a detriment in a lot of our game when it comes to ship battles. Luckily, we're still going to have infinite HP, so we're not going to die.
It just will take longer than it should. So.
Yeah. Or I should say max HP, because we can potentially die if somebody does 90,000 damage in a hit, but...
Yeah, I hope that's not a thing. Generality goes, that bird reminds me of the Razor Chickens in Myst 5. Also, hello. Hey, Generality. Thanks for joining us. We are... Okay, so that looks like the weapon shop.
Weapons, items... Oh, let's see. We're doing a little bit of just a walk around Yafutoma, as opposed to...
Just the speedrun steps?
Yeah.
I don't think you just ran through Esperanza or Nasir or anything, so you were giving yourself a little grief before the stream, as if we did.
No, we just ran through Esperanza. We talked to the bar people we have to talk to, and that was it. We didn't even go to our shop.
Oh.
So, which isn't a big deal. There's literally a sword in Esperanza that you spend a few thousand gold for.
Yeah.
And there's no major battle to use it until you get to Yafutoma.
Oh, okay.
And in the Dark Rift, or whatever it was, there's the Dream Cutlass, which is superior to that sword.
So there's no point.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's just not much of a loss not having really explored Esperanza.
There's a little bit of lore. There's a little bit of... There's a shop that's interesting, and we may go back to there
Okay.
after Yafutoma because we'll have a lot easier time flying around after Yafutoma.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh, it's a lady?
I'm
Okay.
assuming so. I don't know.
Well, my, what can I do for you?
I don't know if we need anything here.
It said, for a moment I thought Magic Dew was Mountain Dew, and I got very excited for, yay, consumerism!
I think we're good with all of this, so. But getting some more Magic Dew is good.
Mm-hmm.
Do the do.
God, now I want a Mountain Dew, guys. This is bad timing for me. It's too late. All right, then. Please come again.
Unfortunately, when I look at this character, I just think of the Asian woman aging chart, the meme.
Oh, I think I've seen that. Good evening, Everett. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us again. Enjoy our bad voice acting.
Come right in. What can I get for you? I don't know if anyone's realized I'm kind of leaning, unless they're like stereotypically evil looking, I'm kind of leaning in ashamedly like 80s kung fu movie like
Please.
dub.
Oh, you got it. That is a tightrope I'm not gonna walk.
No, not in
Okay.
terms of accent, but in terms of just that more monotone dub, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, not in terms of like English, you know.
No, I just
yeah.
I forget you're talking about like the bad kung fu dubs where you can tell that they were actually speaking like really rapid Mandarin, but the line
Yes.
was, "Come fight me," and that's
Because
it.
the monotone kung fu movie dub is about as close as I want to get to anything remotely related to an Asian accent, because I can't do any.
I
So-
think we've had this conversation before. There are just certain accents we're not going to touch.
Right.
We are just not going to touch them. You know, in fact, most like quote unquote accents we're not going to. I don't mind touching a British accent or anything from the
Ooh.
United Kingdom, or anything adjacent to the United Kingdom, but outside of that, like I don't know, maybe a little French, maybe a little. These are all things that I'm slightly a percentage of in an American way: French, German, British, but just a small percentage. So Generality was scared of the Razor Chickens in Miss 5. And I haven't seen these yet. So he goes, I have no idea what the Denis called them, but they're kind of scared me. We never were talking about it. They and Everett were talking about it, I should say.
Do not know what you're referring to, but Myst 5 is probably the only one I haven't actually finished yet.
Oh, the super fan has admitted a flaw. Uh-oh.
No, I take that back. I don't think I finished Uru yet either.
Okay.
I finished all the other ones, and part of it is like Uru has a problem for me when it comes to its engine and its kind of usability. It's not like the game is bad, but stuff about it's kind of rough.
Right.
And Myst 5, I think it was just the tone of it kind of got to me after a while, which is a testament to Cyan, because it just kind of has this feel of finality, end of ages.
Yes.
But there's some amazing tech in Myst 5. Because what they did for Myst 5 is, instead of having a texture on the faces of characters,
Yeah.
they videoed the actors and project that as the face on the model.
Oh, weird.
So when you're talking to Escher, who's a character we'll get to when we get to Myst 5, you're watching David Ogden Stier's face.
Oh. Interesting.
So, yeah.
Everett goes, yes, I feel like Miss 5 was saying, well, the other games had animals, so I guess we should too. Let's just put 2 chickens in there and make them deformed.
Okay. Not sure how I feel about that.
we'll have to figure it out. So welcome to the portion of the live stream where we end up talking about Myst, even though we're playing
Skies of Arcadia.
Skies of Arcadia. Later on, we may also get to the point where we talk about Mass Effect, even though we're
Or Dragon Age, or
Dragon Age
Fallout, yeah.
So it's funny, as we keep doing the show more and more, I realize each episode we do, we keep referencing our episodes more and more. And I'm wondering if we're getting to the point where, like, if you started to jump in around now, like if you've gotten to the episodes
Would you
that
be
are
lost?
in the 60s, yeah, would you be lost?
But we say, oh, this is back from our episode on blah.
Yeah, that's
like,
true. So
we were talking today, we mentioned Ted Farrow in our episode that is unfortunately still being edited by Mr. Monsoon.
Mm-hmm.
But we talked about Ted Farrow and we go, oh, that's from our not Hellblade. That's from our Horizon Zero Dawn episode. Go check that out. So we don't ever leave it just kind of hanging there.
Yeah.
I think when we talked about Superliminal, we mentioned we didn't say go listen to Superliminal, but it was also last episode. So.
Right, exactly. Generality.
Thanks for stopping by. You can come back. You come back now. You hear?
It's very Western, like a Western movie, I should say.
Sega
like
has weird localization teams.
Generality goes, Uru unfortunately was designed as a multiplayer experience and can't be as fun in single player, but Myst 5 has at least dared to make some experimental choices, even most of them didn't work. And Everett goes, Myst 5 is so awful that itself becomes interesting.
What I've played of it, I have liked, but something about the tone. Maybe I just wasn't ready for the tone of it.
Mystic's also got a lot more patience with games than the average player. I think that's something that needs to be said. Like, for example, everybody had their complaints about Mass Effect Andromeda, and I remember speaking with friends about it.
Here we go, Mass Effect.
Here we go, right? And it was on the brain, so it had happened. What? Just wait. I'm sorry. Okay, I was talking about
elevator.
Mass Effect.
It's an elevator.
For a moment, it just looked like the gazebo hopped up.
Whoop.
Whoop.
I must go. My gazebo people need me. Okay, this is not where I thought it was. Sorry.
Is the gazebo big? Yeah. I shoot an arrow at it.
I'm looking for Kerala. Maybe I should actually read my notes.
Yeah, that might be good.
Oh, I need the tub boat. That's why I'm lost. Okay.
So,
Andromeda.
Yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda. You gave it a lot more of a chance than a lot of our other friends who are also into games of that stature did. And there was a lot of I paid $60, I deserve a $60 game kind of talk. And you were kind of more of the amount of work it takes to make a game even as not as well put together as that was is a lot. It's Herculean. Like, you just kind of put it in a very different. You thought about
Well, no.
You thought about the game very differently than a lot of other people did.
My level for what is good and what is bad, or what is worth the money or not worth the money, is I look at it like people spend $15 for a movie.
Yeah.
I can replay a game.
Yeah.
Did I get 4 hours of enjoyment or did I get the equivalent amount of enjoyment as I would watching a movie?
Right.
And there's very few games. There are some, but there are a few games that I've been able to say, no, I didn't get my money's worth for this game. Does it mean it's a good game? No, it doesn't mean I'll replay it or something. But if I ever even think about replaying a game, the odds are I've got my money's worth and it was decent enough.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Andromeda I've replayed once. The problem with Mass Effect and Dragon Age games.
I technically didn't finish Andromeda because then you told me how it has an unsatisfying ending, and I was like, well, I'm not in the mood for that.
It's not super unsatisfying. We stopped playing it because they canceled all the DLC.
Yeah. All of it. They were like, this DLC is now a book. And you were like, you guys really messed this up. You kind of messed up.
I love how this is a transition you can do.
Everett goes, oh yes, I see the chicken now. Definitely reminiscent. And Generality goes, that's a weird sound for a gazebo elevator regardless. It is. I don't trust this gazebo elevator now. There's something suspicious about it. There's a story there. I don't know what it is.
Safi is sus.
Safi is sus.
Look.
That's a t-shirt design. Just
Safi is sus.
with like suspicious eyes squinting at something, scrutinizing it. Oh, you must be the Westerners they're all talking about. I'm Kerala. I'm the best builder in the country. So what do you think of our town? I bet you don't see such fine structures in your country.
You're right about that. What a difference between seeing something and only hearing about it. You really got a fine-looking town here.
You really think so? Well, it sure warms my heart to hear you say that. Say, maybe I should go back west with you and visit your country. I could probably show you Westerners a thing or two that would really amaze you.
Hey, what are you going about Sorry. Hey, what are you going to do about this place then? It's still under construction.
Haha, not to worry. This is my own house. It was getting pretty old, so I decided to remodel. Well then, it's decided. I'll go back with you to country and build all sorts of things for you. Incidentally, I have a little sister named Arala. You might want to give her a holler too.
I have just voluntold her to join us.
I guess that's older sister vibes then.
Kerala has joined your crew as a builder.
And that's to build structures on your island, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's all this?
Another bird.
Food! Food!
I like that there's little bridges in the homes with the water running through them.
I like it. I've always liked the aesthetic here.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're going to build on the water, like, that's good.
I'm also a sucker for water. Although not water temples. Like, I'm gonna hate this level.
Yeah. Let's not talk about water temples. But of course, now that I see the bridge, I'm also like, well, that's also a safety hazard for a child if you don't put a fence over it. So.
They'll figure it out.
No, they won't. That's not how this works. It's not how any of this works.
What I'm about to say is a joke. Survival of the fittest.
That's not funny, sir. Stop it. You stop that nonsense right now.
Very clearly a joke.
I don't care how you
top.
predicated it was a joke. It was uncalled for. Oh, is this gazebo elevator? Oh, what is this?
It's a bucket elevator.
I don't know how I feel about this bucket elevator either now.
Just to get back in a boat. How does this one get back up here? Like, how does the boat get up here? Does somebody have to go lug it up the bucket elevator?
I suddenly think that the buckets are sentient. I have a lot of questions now.
Like, how is this this is our way of traveling. Going over a waterfall.
I mean, it's cool for a video game, but come on. Generality goes, having a river run through your house is probably a huge hassle, though. Yeah, I prefer something like, so I had the chance years ago to visit the architectural feat that is Falling the Water, designed by Frank Lloyd Wright, and he just built a home over a waterfall. It's a beautiful structure with, like, one of the best examples of a...
Hey, this door isn't meant for customers. I did the wrong accent. Make sure you close the door, too. I swear, some people.
So funny. That's hilarious.
Didn't know that was going to happen.
That was actually kind of funny. But it's Falling Water has one of the best examples of a non-suspension given like self-suspending balcony that goes over the actual waterfall. It's a beautiful structure. And there was a lot of Frank Lloyd Wright's work that would try to incorporate nature, like his original home and studio in Illinois before he moved it to Wisconsin had a tree growing in it. So, and you go there today and they show you where the tree would have been had it not died. But like there was a lot of his style was a lot of like embracing the nature of what's around you. And it didn't have a river in the actual home. It had a river outside the actual, like a waterfall outside the actual home, and just building around it and appreciating it.
We're gonna steal from this shop.
You thief. How dare you? 3,000. What?
We've stolen from this nice old lady. Bye. We're pirates.
Wow.
I didn't know what was in there. I just saw there was a chest. That's all.
I mean, I guess in theory you're supposed to take it, because this is not one of those games where it's like, you do understand this is stealing. It's not like when in Skyrim when everything goes
Right.
red and it's like, steal! Okay, I guess I'm stealing now. Whereas other players look at that and they go, challenge accepted. Where's a bucket?
Yes.
Generally goes, I've been to House on the Rock, and it's cool, but definitely a hassle. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, they're beautiful and everything, but they are kind of a hassle. It's a lot to work with. And now, specifically, like, certain homes built by Frank, most homes built by
Where's the thing?
No, I shouldn't say most.
Where's the...
Is that a false door?
Is it? No, it's not.
Oh, please come in. What can I get you? Looks like they have waitresses in Yafutoma, too. God, those voices are way too close. I'm sorry. We don't have anything like that on hand. You misunderstood. We're talking about you.
That's not weird at all.
Yeah, that sounds a little weird. Huh? I'm sorry. I thought it was what you wanted to order. Don't mention it. We're the ones who should apologize. We're in a bit of a rush right now. But we'll come back some other time, okay? All right. Thank you for coming in.
Say, are you by any chance Kerala's little sister?
Yes, I am, but why do you ask? I thought so. Actually, Kerala has decided to join the crew of our ship as a builder. We're wondering if you might be interested in joining our crew too. Me? But unlike my sister, I'm not good for much of anything besides cooking.
Cooking is a perfectly fine skill to have. How'd you like to join our crew as a cook?
Sure. Okay. If my sister's joining too, but are you sure I qualify for the job?
Of course you do. You can make us all kinds of tasty Yafutoman dishes.
Well, I'll really do my best. Thank you so much.
That was longer than I thought it was going to be.
I feel like we strong-armed this poor girl onto our ship. That's what I feel like has just happened.
Did I take a wrong turn?
Huh?
I took a wrong turn.
In the bucket. They be stealing my bucket!
God.
I just need a walrus in the background here.
I think there is a walrus enemy when we get to the ice temple, whatever it's called.
It's because he stole his buckets.
Yes, we're gonna reference 20-year-old memes now.
I love that meme. I'll never get tired of it. I think my favorite is when it's three walruses looking at a kid, and the text is, "My associates tell me you know the location of my buckets." It's so menacing in the wrong way. Oh gosh. If anybody else knows what I'm talking about.
I understand that you wish to go to Mount Kazai. Lord Mikado has commanded me to escort you. Before departing, would you like to buy some ship parts? Let me know when you're ready. We can start any time you wish. can't use any of it. Oh.
Wait.
Well, these we can buy too.
Okay, we've got some kits. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting because if we can't upgrade the ship, and we're gonna have like this is gonna be interesting. Generality goes, it's hard to believe a place's claim of its technical superiority when the primary mode of transportation is half a barrel with a single oar. Yeah, I would agree. Unless they're sentient buckets with oars, like, then there might be something to it. So
Well, we just got the Dream Cutlass. I think we already replaced it.
oh really? We already have something better than that?
Yes.
We haven't even done any fights that would require it, like, at this point. That's so crazy.
What was it, the two brothers? I'm just annoyed that we can't use, like, all this. I tried to figure out what the glitch was. I think the problem is that whenever the glitch happened, we should have realized when it happened and restarted without a code, because now it's not going to go through a variable switch to switch it to the Delphinus. So
we'd have to basically redo the whole game.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Let's get going to Mount Kazai. I'll get the ship underway so you guys can just sit back and take it easy. Oh, almost forgot. If we're going to go inside Mount Kazai, I'd better take this along. You received the underwater suit.
Oh.
Deep inside Mount Kazai is a cavern, and in some places there will be water. This underwater suit should come in handy.
I just realized the Dream Cutlass could fight the two fighters that meet you from the Yafutoma. What? We have to go underwater? But I can't swim!
Do not worry. As long as you are using the underwater suit, you should be fine. Just be sure to breathe normally while you deal with your anxiety and fear. Well then, shall we be going? Make way for Mount Kazai. I should have done that older. Oh well.
Generality goes, in fairness, some of them can apparently fly, so that's something. The bear. Wow! The water here is so calm. It looks like glass.
I do not know why OBS Studio just disconnected, but apparently we should be okay.
I think so.
It's hard to imagine that this was a volcanic area covered in lava at one time.
What is that thing?
What? Looks like a huge bird.
That must be Blueheim.
Which is not a name I would have expected in Yafutoma.
Yeah, that is definitely not what I would have expected.
Then again, none of the names have made, none of the Gygas names make sense.
I think that's what's the point, is that these things are foreign even to the Gigas are foreign even to where they are found.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Blueheim.
Yes. Blueheim was the Blue Gigas. It looks like Blueheim was trapped in the lava and encased in stone.
If that thing ever got free, we'd be in trouble. The Gygas that you faced so far couldn't fly. I can't imagine how tough this one would be. We should secure the blue crystal as soon as we can. Let's go.
Everett goes, this is off topic, but recently I've been thinking about whether there's a golden ratio of gameplay to cutscenes. I think it's 19:1. Might be right. Might be right. Any thoughts? Generally, he goes, I think Enix agrees, but in the other direction, that's...
What's the... Tales of Berseria had a ridiculous amount of cutscenes.
Yeah, I think that it's a style of game.
I personally don't like it.
I am personally...
This is a decent mix, I feel.
I'm personally with you, Everett. The idea of kind of like more gameplay than cutscenes. I like stories that are told in the, stories that are told within the gameplay. A lot of that is kind of like, in BioWare games where you find text that explains the world or explains the scene. But sometimes I think just seeing like NPCs doing stuff, I prefer that kind of storytelling in a game, like what you find in a lot of Skyrim sometimes. Or other Elder Scrolls games that had that too, rather than I saw a Let's Play of a Metal Bessaria felt like 1-to-1. Yeah, I agree. That was pretty much it. I felt like
We ended that stream on such a stupid note.
what do you mean? I'm trying to that was all you. You decided. You're like, no, let's do this. I was like, oh man, cat puns.
It was worth it for me.
So yeah. We were talking about cutscene ratios. I personally think more gameplay to cutscenes. Like I would say at least you want. What the heck is that slow thing walking away? Just kind of crawled over there. I would say you want at least about 10-to-1 ratio for a cutscene, so that way people aren't getting bored. Because
So I hate QTEs where it's like mash the button so you run away.
that doesn't count to me.
But I
yeah.
love the interrupts in Mass Effect.
Well, that's in the middle of dialogue that you're paying attention to as well. Because the dialogue to a certain extent is gameplay.
And it's always the same 2 buttons.
yeah.
There's never any like, which button's it going to be? I have to mash this so fast. It's 1 button, press done.
Right.
Like,
and there's only occasionally, Jamie goes, I missed the cliff? Apparently. But yeah, I don't like QuickTime events. I never was good with that. I tried to do Parappa the Rapper and I'm Jamalami and I stunk at it. I might be better at it now if I tried. But I would say yeah,
oh geez, really?
I don't count dialogue where you're choosing dialogue as truly like a cutscene. So like Bethesda does that pretty well, where you're engaged to a certain extent in making a choice, even if it's a character choice versus yeah. I'd say
That was easy.
better.
The one thing I don't like about BioWare's conversation system is the truncated what you're going to say.
And
Like-
the Fallout 4 did the same thing this time. Like
It does look like they're not going to do that for...
I think the fan base just did not like that. I think they like knowing exactly what. Personally, I'm drinking that haterade that is Fallout New Vegas was the Fallout game and nothing else has compared since. And I'm drinking that haterade, man. I'm drinking it. Everett goes, yes, I would count a dialogue tree as gameplay, as long as each party is roughly speaking the same amount. I would agree. Yeah. Like, if you only occasionally can say a line and then the enemy or some other NPCs pontificating most of it, yeah, that doesn't count. Are we in a water temple?
Yep.
Why?
I don't know where, but I think this switch probably opened a water valve somewhere in these ruins. Based on what? Like...
You got a feeling in his gut. Generally goes, wow, this is such a classic water temple. It's almost painful. I think, yeah, it's definitely that feeling. Oh man, they had to do it though, didn't they? Yeah, we're gonna be about pirates in the sky flying around, but you know what that game really needs? An underwater level.
That slows you down.
You know, I liked how they did it in Breath of the Wild this time around, where it wasn't a water temple, it was a water battle, and you didn't have to go underwater. You just had to fight on the water, and then you had to fight in the thing that happened to be in the water, but you didn't really fight underwater. I think that's the part that bothers me the most about the temples. And generally goes, and you even have the underwater slow walk. Yikes. At least you're not being blindsided by evil clams in this one. And I will say another thing that's less annoying is that you don't have an oxygen meter. Like, that gives me a ton of anxiety in underwater levels. How long can I be underwater? Like, I love the latest the entries into the Kirby franchise because, yeah, you can swim. The swimming is not anything where you have to, like, be
cognizant.
You do not have to care about your air supply.
Safi pulled up the mental thesaurus there.
Oh, man.
Just let me hit the switch. This is so hard to follow these notes.
Switch. Wait, now are there walrus people?
No.
Generally goes, I'm just glad I'm over my aquaphobia. Well, I'm so glad you are too, because that, I mean, I actually have a family member who had agoraphobia, which is definitely not this, but can be easily as debilitating if you're in certain situations. And this family member used to
that was easy
with the family in big, vast canyons. Doesn't help with agoraphobia. So.
What's this rock? It looks like some sort of switch.
Looks like some sort of switch. Look at all that water. Say, look at all those chickens. Fight time! I will say at least the fights are going fast with it. Looper, seriously?
Hello?
I got to scratch her nose. You didn't see that animation, but she did.
That was easy.
Alright. Alright, so the most infamous water temple is in Ocarina of Time, right? Am I remembering this correctly?
One of the most infamous, yeah.
Okay. I know they also brought it back for
Whoops. Wait a
Majora's
minute.
Mask, if I remember correctly.
Oh, no, here it is. Okay.
So it's gotta have the water temple. For some reason, I suddenly just got this song, Smoke in the Water.
It appears that this switch was here to fill this area with water. Do we really need that line? Like,
Yeah. Well, I think they expected younger kids to be playing it too.
that's fair.
Generally goes, but in Majora's Mask, you have cool fish powers. And that is true. In Majora's Mask, you get to be Azora. That's pretty legit. My brother obsessively played Majora's Mask for a very, very significant part of his childhood, I gotta say. In fact,
Why didn't they buy with Lambda Burst?
I thought she had better stuff.
Oh, this is gonna be a pain. Just not vice, just not vice. Dang it!
Ah! there's a slow Komodo dragon looking thing too. Brush your teeth, Slithar. I'm so glad we have infinite health because now I get to suffer through this so much longer.
Okay, change of plan.
Not your.
Rain of Swords.
Not
Delta
your fault,
Shield.
Mystic. I'm just like. I'm just complaining to complain.
Let's not go through that anymore.
No, thank you.
Good job, Enrique. Oh my God! Does everything go before Vice?
Apparently.
He just woke up. Like.
We did it!
Yeah. So what level are we supposed to be at this point according to the speedrun anyway?
Oh, I have no idea.
Check.
Don't think she says.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's not important, it's not important. I was just curious to see if we were ahead or behind. We got another switch. Switch it up! This is going to be a slow process, isn't it? Look at this. This is like the third time we put water in that part of the temple. Yes, I'm calling it a temple. It's supposed to be a temple, right? I'm not misremembering.
Yes.
Okay.
But just to show you.
Yeah.
This is the whole dungeon.
Yeah.
We are here.
Guys, we're almost halfway through.
No,
dungeon.
no, we're not.
No, we're not.
No,
That
we're
looked like almost half. Oh, it's just because there's a picture in the way.
Yeah.
So we're a third through this dungeon, guys.
And now I lost my place in there. Okay.
I didn't mean to make you lose your place there, Mystic. I'm sorry. Generally goes Water Temple, aka Fantasy Plumbing Simulator. That is correct. You know what also is a fantasy plumbing simulator? The puzzle game they had for the original BioShock. I was so frustrated with that. I think it was one of those things where it was deceptively easy at first, and then you're like, oh, you think you can do puzzles, right? Unlock this! And I was like, oh, you stink. I don't want to do this anymore.
Nope. Hang on.
I think what happened also, that was a game where I got discouraged because you had to save every single little sister in order to get the good ending. And I just was not, at that point, I was not good enough to even try and attempt that, so I just stopped playing. I was like, I don't want to have the bad ending, so I'm just not going to play it. So, BioShock's definitely a series we're going to cover.
Oh, Enrique has Eternity. He can just kill people when he's Emperor now.
Yikes.
That'd be horrific, actually.
Sentence you to death. Immediately. That's some Darth Vader stuff right there. On a Zoom call at work today, somebody had a background, and I was like, I'm sorry, it looks like Star Trek, and it turned out it was the freaking Death Star. I just mixed it up for something in Star Trek Discovery.
Haha! I remembered you do that.
Hey, Slipara.
Ooh. Here goes.
There we go. Oh my gosh.
No, we want Ike to do Delta Shield, and the very next thing we want to happen is Vice doing Rain of Swords. None of this.
None of this. No to all of this right now.
It's gonna be a late stream. Because we have to just still fight Tortugar.
What? Tortugar? That just makes me want to eat a
Well,
torta.
we maybe say Tortugar for next time.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out, guys. We'll figure it out together.
And I'm not 100% sure I have to go this way. I'm a little lost in my notes. Oh, no, we're at Stonebridge. Okay. Okay.
Generally goes, Tortigar sounds delicious. It does, actually. Can you just imagine that on a menu? Our special tonight is roasted Tortigar, wrapped in a tortilla,
Who we got? Oh, you got those still.
with a cilantro onion salad on the side. I just said that. I literally just see Mystic's eyes roll because he is one of the people where cilantro.
Is evil. Don't. It's not a good
Tastes-
thing. People have
tastes
to stop
awful.
putting it in everything.
I am blessed with the gene that allows me to enjoy cilantro. So
Like, what does it even taste like? Someone just said it tastes like aggressive parsley, and it's like,
I no. It is definitely kind of like crisper and sharper than parsley, but it brings a brightness without it being citrusy. That's what I think. It's like herby brightness. And if you like parsley, then in theory, if you like cilantro, it would be the same thing. It would be similar enough. Parsley is not. Parsley's not as strong of a flavor, I feel. So, generally says Tortigar also sounds like a Pokemon. It could be a Pokemon. I'm tempted to Google that and see what they suggest. I think I'm looking up for. Jamie says it tastes like happiness. Clearly
Bull.
mocking you, sir.
bull.
I think it does too. I think it tastes like happiness.
It was what did I get a couple days ago? I got something that was like everything was fine, and then there was like, unbeknownst to me, a sprig of cilantro
Just
in it.
one
and it just,
sprig.
Yeah, just one sprig of cilantro, and it just ruined the entire dish for me.
Yeah. Everett goes, cilantro does have a real unique taste, so I understand why it is so polarizing. I really like it myself.
It tastes like soap. It just tastes bad.
So, yeah, in case, I'm sure, Everett, you're aware that there is a gene for a good chunk of, like, it feels like
it's like 10%, I think.
10%.
Something like that, yeah.
10%, only 10% of the population
I
tastes
think
the
something
soap?
like that. I could be, I'm pulling that out of my ass, but it's not a majority or close to 50%, but it's a sizable percentage.
It's a sizable enough percentage that there's a good amount of the world who will never like the taste of cilantro because their body basically coats it. I don't want to say poison, but essentially, like, if they just coat it as inedible, it doesn't taste like anything they'd want to eat. So, I guess the majority of us believe it's delicious and are correct, and then there's this unfortunate 10% or so that essentially that are afflicted with bad genes. But it's not like, and luckily cilantro, at least in the United States, is easy to miss if like, you don't need it. It's not in a lot of food. You're not going to need to eat it all the time. You can easily take it out of recipes typically because it's not anything that is recipe dependent unless you're specifically making something like a cilantro crema sauce.
So the answer to this, how prevalent is the cilantro not liking gene?
Yeah.
It's between 4 and 21%.
Wow, that is a wide range.
Well, it's because a lot of it also deals with ethnic background and everything.
Yeah. So if you don't like cilantro, it's probably not just in your head. You're probably genetically just unfortunately afflicted with the gene.
Yeah,
where
basically
it's-
the gene stops your brain from interpreting certain olfactory chemicals properly,
Yeah.
and one of the ones just happens to be
Cilantro.
cilantro. Yeah, it's like how some people can't smell. Some people can smell cyanide.
Right.
You know, so.
Everett goes, actually I have a tradition of only cooking with cilantro on holidays. Make sure you know who's going to be eating your food and what guests like and don't like, Everett. Because
Not coming over.
Yeah, Mystic's not coming over for that. So, my family grew up with cilantro. We all liked eating it, and it was really interesting in high school to find out that there were people out there who honestly could never enjoy it. So, generally goes, I like cilantro as a garnish for the texture, but otherwise I don't care one way or the other. Yeah, that probably means I don't have the gene. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's obvious when you have the gene. There's actually a way to test it. They had
Eat a sprig of cilantro.
No, there were test strips for this where you could test your friends and you could see how many had it and didn't. And it felt like when I did it, like a good 1/3 of my friends at the time that I was like doing the test with who hadn't done it before genuinely hated cilantro. So Everett goes, I think I always use it as an optional topping. I think that's the spirit, optional topping.
For me, if it's a small enough quantity, like in a salsa, you know, people will dice up some cilantro. It doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah.
But like cilantro cream is a no.
No,
Like-
if the cilantro is part of the highlight, or like a cilantro lime marinade, we're not
Right.
doing that in this house. I'll eat it out, and I'll let Misty know so he doesn't steal anything off my plate. But we don't make a lot of stuff with cilantro. Now, luckily, there's not a lot. I'd say there's not a lot of stuff here that we can't eat in the house because one of us is so
Right.
absolutely. Now, I stopped eating pork, and I'm trying to cut back on red meat in general for a lot of different reasons. But other than that, I mean, we don't have a lot of dietary restraints.
We just eat really badly.
We are, yeah, we're just 3 steps away from eating like a trash panda, I guess. I don't know.
We're not that bad, but
We're
like
not that
we
bad. We're not raccoon scourge.
a lot of sugar, a lot of salt is probably in our diet that we don't realize.
I don't know. I don't think it's.
Wait, where am I going?
I don't think it's as bad. We're definitely eating better than I think I did growing up to a certain extent with certain snacks and stuff, but also little buddy just loves dried fruit. So we discovered the other day dried blueberries. Flavored with apple juice.
You know, that's one thing. Like, I don't mind the fact that they're very like tart and sour, and you're just like, I can't.
I'm
Like,
not.
I
good
love
with
sour stuff.
I can't do sour for extended periods of time with flavor. Everett goes, I did the keto diet for 6 months this year, and it was really interesting. It's funny. So we did this, like, there was kind of like this carb reduction diet that Mystic and I did.
Oh, we hated it. We absolutely hated it.
And it just did nothing for us. Neither one of us lost weight. Now, it's usually easier for men to lose weight than women just because hormonally they don't need to keep as much on.
I
But
hope that's
neither
enough.
one of us lost weight. Neither one of us felt healthier. We both felt more hungry
No.
a lot of the time.
Are you guarding? You're probably guarding.
How dare this
This
tapeworm
tapeworm.
hang out. Speaking of diets. But yeah, we, for whatever reason, cutting out the carbs didn't really benefit us at that time. And so I've been skeptical of that stuff for myself. I do think it works for a lot of people.
I should let that play out. Oh well.
So
That was fun.
I've thought of, if anything, the one diet we thought about doing was pescatarian, just because
Yeah.
there is some health benefits to reducing the kind of meat we have. It forced us to eat a bit more vegetarian meals, but we just
Oh right, that's.
we never made a switch.
Oh my god.
So Everett, when you did keto, did you find it gave you a lot of benefits? No rush in answering.
Is this where I want to go? I'm so confused. This is such a hard. Like,
Yeah.
Arcadia Legend's been great up until here. It just feels like there needs to be more spacing in this walkthrough.
Yeah. Everett goes, my 2 discoveries that helped a lot were flaxseed and stevia. Oh yeah. I'm not a big artificial sweetener person. It's funny. I tell myself I'm not a picky eater, and then conversations come up, and I realize there's a decent list of stuff I won't eat, and like if it's not cane sugar or honey, I don't want it as a sweetener half the time. I usually don't. Or like maybe juice. You could use juice as a sweetener, but a lot of altered sweeteners, including stevia, even though I know it comes from cane sugar, it just doesn't. There's something about it. It's the way that it's usually sweeter than sugar, and my brain's automatically like, nope, get it out of your mouth. Like you don't want it.
Yeah, given how slow this dungeon is going, or this temple is going, or whatever we're going to call it, we're probably going to save Tortigar for next time. Which will be good. Above Tortigar, Blueheim, and then plot. So.
Yeah, Everett goes, I did a keto diet
Damn.
because I was a sugar addict, and getting over that did make me feel better. That that's something.
What? We had Delta Shield. What?
Wait, what happened? Well, they've perished anyway. So
I know, but like we had Delta. I swear we had Delta Shield. I will watch the replay of this later.
I'm pretty sure you did have Delta Shield. But yeah, Everett, I'm kind of a sugar addict, so that's something to consider. But for me, a lot of the sugar stuff is fruit, so like dried fruit, regular fruit stuff. I do also eat a lot of candy because at work we have people who have it on their desk. So.
I don't see the moonfish on the notes, but I hear a moonfish.
Uh-oh. Well, let's get through this fight, and then let's hunt for some moonfish.
Ugh.
What do you think a moonfish tastes like? Is it like eating squid, or is it like eating an actual fish?
It's like deep fried water.
It's not a thing.
You can find that on YouTube.
I don't want to. No, that just sounds like you're eating batter. You're just eating batter.
Essentially, he's eating a biodegradable, natural water bottle. It's basically like
That was easy.
it's weird. Yeah, it's.
I don't like this idea. Like, my mouth.
I imagine moonfish don't have a lot of sustenance to them, which is impressive considering how much that bird, how big that thing gets. Like.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, what kind of is it? Is it a fish? Is it like?
Oh.
Oh, is that where you need to be? Jamie had deep fried Kool-Aid once. Now that I know, I believe, because it's essentially just batter, but it's flavored battered, and I would eat that because it's just dessert. This is fried dough, practically. Mystic is scrutinizing the notes for the speedrunning notes, I should say. I don't know. I feel like the moonfish would be more like a squid, so it would be kind of like tough and rubbery, but you could probably put it in a marinade and it'd be delicious. Like if you put like a soy ginger thing on there. Jamie said it, deep fried Kool-Aid is basically funnel cake made with Kool-Aid. Yeah, that sounds really good. I would eat that.
We're going off script because I don't know how we're supposed to get back up, considering the next step we would do is off of this ramp right here and fall all the way to the bottom. So there is something either we're missing.
Okay, we'll figure. You can figure this out. Everett goes, for instance, I made a shake this evening that was mostly ice and cabbage with some flaxseed, peanuts, stevia, and baking cocoa. It basically tastes like softy chocolate ice cream. Really? That's, that's the kind of thing where, like, I'm very skeptical about how that would taste just because I'm more susceptible to kind of bitter flavors. Not that I don't like them. I do like some bitter vegetables here and there, but I can only have them in small. Like, Mystic loves arugula, and for a while you made a lot of arugula salad, and I was like, this is too much. I can't do this anymore. I miss lettuce. Can I just have, or cabbage? You like cabbage a lot, and I don't like it as much. I'm like, I miss lettuce. Can I have? Mystic put cabbage on every sandwich for like 2 weeks, and after a point, I was like, I don't want cabbage on my sandwich. I want spinach, or I want lettuce. I want the things like, please and thank you.
Like raw Brussels sprouts is a snack to me.
I can't do that. Now, roasting them over a skillet with some like garlic, a little bit of oil,
I think
delicious.
something is wrong here. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if the walkthrough is missing it or whatever, but there's literally no mention of the moonfish.
There's no mention of the moonfish, but you hear the moonfish.
I see the moonfish. I just don't know how to get up there.
Oh, wow.
It's actually quite irritating. Because I'm going to be wasting time now.
Trying to get to the moonfish?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean to yawn into the mic, guys.
Go, Cupel. Cupel, you failed.
What?
Cupel, you really failed.
You just made it angry. He was like, tickle, and the thing was like, I said no!
Face my blade.
Okay, there we go. Enrique has slain the tapeworm.
That was easy.
Oh, good. Our latest episode is done editing, so that'll be
Yay!
up tomorrow for patrons.
Hey, patrons. Can't wait for you to enjoy it. We're excited about it. I had a fun time recording it. Probably too much fun recording it last. In a good way. It was a little punchy. It was making some jokes. Now, I forget. Stalagmites or stalactites?
Stalagmites are from the bottom. Stalactites are from the top.
Okay. So those are stalagmites.
Yes. Stalagmite, G for ground. Stalactite, C for ceiling.
Stalactites.
Old mnemonic from geology.
But I always think more of the thing is I think more of the end of the two because of the emphasis on the syllable rather than the
Oh, this guy.
G or the
How come he's not in here either?
What?
He's not in the list either.
Really? That's weird.
Oh.
Yes, generally goes stalactites stick tight to the ceiling. Stalagmites might reach the ceiling. Jamie, G ground, C ceiling. Yeah, I mean, and I think I always messed it up because that is not the consonant I'm thinking of when I think of those words, just with the way they're pronounced. Someday I'll get it right. Ever it goes. Anyway, those 6 months convinced me that high fat, low carb is better than the opposite. The main downsides are that keto food A tends to be more expensive and B requires more preparation. Yeah,
We have a very high carb lifestyle.
We're definitely a high carb lifestyle.
We go through loaves of bread each week, it seems.
Now, granted, we have a growing boy in our house, so that's part of it. And also, you know, we have family that likes to buy us food, and a lot of the food that stays in the freezer is high carb. That's just how it is. So, I'm sure it's better to, it's better to have a leaner profile of your diet with a lot more vegetables and fresh made clean meats and stuff.
We did it!
It's an effort we would consider if we had extra time.
That's true too, yeah.
So support us on Patreon so that way we can be rich enough to eat keto. That's so bad. I did not mean that. Yes, even Everett goes, yes, even setting aside taste, bread is really hard to avoid practically. It is. There's something satisfying about it too. Like that's one of my favorite breakfasts is a piece of toast with jam and then you put an egg on top of it and you open the yolk up on the egg and you just eat that toast, and it's really nice. And there's a lot of things that are technically not healthy about that, but I love it. I'm making myself hungry while we're going through this water temple. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Mystic's looking something up.
I'm just confused as to why suddenly we are missing, like, previous times we've run through this, there's always been, like, Zivlin Bane fights and everything, and now that's not in the walkthrough, and I'm wondering if there's a different version I downloaded at some point, and I'm opening the wrong one.
Oh, like your notes don't match the version of the game you have?
No, like, they're, like, I'm reading, yeah, so I have two different versions by accident. Okay, hang on.
Vice is frustrated with you.
Shocking.
Yes. Tap, tap, tap that foot.
No, actually, this is not the same version. Okay, there is something really dumb happening, but whatever. You know, I'm just going to follow the walkthrough at this point. It's been too long. We're not a 100% walkthrough. We're a lore walkthrough. Although, I'm trying to remember. I don't think we need 100% of Moonfish to get... to get all the lore about Mendoza and Piastol and everything. I think I think 100% gets you... is it the Hamachow guy? He's not really lore, he's more of a joke, I feel.
Alright, so you're back on track then?
Yeah, I'm just gonna...
Okay.
I'm just gonna try to ignore it.
Ignore what?
The Moonfish.
Okay. Well, we're not here for the speedrun, and we're not here for 100% completion, I thought. We're here for the lore, which,
It's
unfortunately...
mostly, like, the main plot.
Yeah. A lot of our lore is main plot. I didn't realize that was going to be a lot of our shtick when we first did the podcast. But I kind of also like it because it's almost become like we're a book club.
I'm so glad I didn't sell the dream whatever it is.
The Dream Cutlass?
Yeah, because I do think I need it for something.
Oh, great.
I think you needed to. I think that's the one you need to recruit one of the crew.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't think we won't get him until after we finish with the Yafutoma, though.
And wow. Okay, have we walked down here before?
No.
Okay. I get why they want to make you walk slow and make it feel like you're buoyant in the water, but oh my gosh, does it feel tedious? So what are we doing here?
We have a fight coming up.
Fight, 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 fight. Jam!
Probably should give those chams to people.
It would probably be good for you to cham it up with Cupel.
We have 6 of them. Yes, it would.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Uh-oh. Wait, what is this? I looked down for a moment and I looked back up and it looks like we're fighting giant dolls? What are these?
Like machines.
They
Guard-
look like a
like
bunch
guards.
of oxygen tanks glued together. I'll take a closer look and make sure that my first assessment is correct. Generality goes, are those water bears?
Move!
They
Give
don't-
me strength!
Yeah, no, they just look like oxygen tanks with a ring around them. They're lost diving equipment, I swear.
This should work.
Apparently, at some point, I was supposed to get an Electrum box, and I guess I missed that. So.
What? Oh my gosh.
Oh, Enrique's stoned.
Oh, geez, seriously? No, he's the heir to a throne, guys. You can't do that.
Luckily, this will be over like right now.
Yeah!
We won! We won!
And luckily, like, once you're out of the battle, those effects go away. They don't just hang
I
out.
hate games where it doesn't.
It's annoying. Generally goes, they look like modern art made out of propane tanks. They're a little too symmetrical for that, in my opinion, but also, I could see that. I could totally see that. You know what they look like? They look like the kind of, like, art installation you'd put outside of a government building circa, like, 2002. We got switches for you. Yo, I heard you like switches. So I put a switch in your temple so you can temple while you switch. A lot more scrutinizing of the place.
There's just a lot of switches. Like, again, this walkthrough has been pretty good up until this dungeon, where it's a lot of gray and pink, and it's just hard to follow.
Oh no, you got the first move with that? Come on. It's not fair, I tell you. It's not fair. Oh, good. No, not again. Come on. Bad Looper. And of course, every time I think of Looper, I think of the movie that had Bruce Willis in, what's his name? Forgot his name.
Just what the loopers need, to be faster.
Well, I guess they want to make sure they could run away, so here we are.
And this thing's faster?
That's right, it got to you in 2 seconds, not 4. But I agree, that lizard is a slow lizard. That is well, I mean, it probably has to be because it carries all that gas and belch out magic at you, so. Yeah, run away, please.
All that time waiting for you just to run. Aha, I have Delta Shield.
Eat it! There we go. Please stop being a nuisance.
An utter victory.
Mystic, how close are we possibly to a save point?
We're almost there.
Okay. I don't mean to nag, and I love spending time with you all, but I'm getting to the point where I am starting to yawn into the microphone, and that's not fair to you
Height of
guys.
professionalism right here, people.
Yes, it's not fair to you guys for me to just do that rudely right in your ears. So out of curiosity, I guess I'll ask the chat before we go. We're now releasing, what is it, episode 72?
Yeah.
And
We'll be up tomorrow.
yeah, we're getting...
For patrons. Sorry.
I'm just curious because now we've done a ton of episodes. If anybody has a specific favorite that they like and sometimes go back to listen, just curious to see what you guys like hearing. And it's totally cool if it's just, well, this one's my favorite game, so I like hearing about it again and again.
Oh, good. There's a cutscene. Okay, or a save point. Yeah, we're gonna save here before we do Tortugar.
Oh, right. Oh, I was gonna say right when I asked a question. I picked a bad time for that. So, well, I guess this gives you guys, if you're gonna join us for the live stream next week, it gives you, whoever goes. I'm still going through them. Certainly, I care about the missed ones the most. No shame in that. If you have a favorite series, that could be. It makes sense to be your favorite episode so far.
So we started the podcast with 2 back-to-back episodes and missed 4 back-to-back episodes on Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
And I tried to avoid doing those series as often after that for some reason. It's like, it's been too soon. Like we did the Yakuten race not too long ago, and I'm sitting there like, let's not do Elder Scrolls yet. There's so many other things we can do. It's like, but also, why not? Like,
right. I think it's, I just think it's established us, so it feels like it'd be too easy to go back sometimes. I could understand that creatively.
yeah.
So,
But I should get back to some stuff, like we never touched back into Metroid,
right.
or Half-Life,
Yes.
Portal.
Yeah.
Part of the problem there is that
I feel like that there might be 1 or 2 more episodes still in The Sims at this point.
I leave that entirely up to you.
But it wouldn't be Sims 4 because Sims 4 is...
Can it be Sims 4? Because Sims 3 is
We
not
could-
easy to get running.
Well, all I'll say is this: Sims 4 is becoming the Terra of the Life Sim series. Like, it
Anyway.
feels if you watch Joss Strife Hayes, you know what I'm talking about.
Anyway, so next week, Safi will be playing. Should we say what it is?
Yeah, let's say what it is. You've
So
done it
our
before.
recent episode that'll be going up for patrons tomorrow, for everyone else on Saturday, is on the Doom series.
the whole series, guys.
Very broad strokes look at the series. And so Safi will be playing Doom Eternal next week.
Which is going to be interesting because it's going to be a lot of me going, ah, ah, ah! Like, I can just see it now.
But then
with-
after that, we'll be back for Skies of Arcadia. We'll do Tortugar. We'll do a lot of plot.
Blueheim.
A lot of plot.
We'll be
So-
talking about Blueheim, right?
No, Blueheim might be next episode, but we have to do a bunch of plot before that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, this isn't like Rekumen. This isn't,
Yeah.
dungeon boss, Gygas,
Yeah.
fight, the Admiral or whatever. This is going to be like dungeon boss, talk,
Yeah.
plot, talk, fight. Like,
Yeah. Duality says, wow, that's several continuities. Doom? Yeah.
yeah.
We tried to cover that. We tried to briefly say.
We mentioned that it's multiple timelines and all that stuff. So, yeah. So,
But, okay.
when you're doing broad strokes, it's easier to gloss over different timelines, though.
Yeah. All right. So we are gonna get into some more plot heavy stuff now that we've done most of the temple.
Yeah.
So that'll be 2 Thursdays from now. Next Thursday will be Doom Eternal, where I proceed to scream at monsters, and which will be appropriate because it'll be our stream before Halloween.
Yep.
So
Thank you guys for watching.
thanks so much for watching and joining us, and
We will catch you next time.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Bye, guys.
Bye.